Hey guys, welcome to part 3 in our 6-part video series, Fentanyl, What You Need to Know. Part 3 in this video series is all about what to look for when entering a property. I have lots of great photos for you, photos that we have taken when we've been inside these fentanyl labs. Some of these photos will absolutely blow your mind on how contaminated these properties get when there's a fentanyl processing lab. The majority of the photos I'm about to show you were taken at properties we've remediated in Alberta and British Columbia in Western Canada. There really isn't a lot of equipment required in a fentanyl processing lab. There's going to be blenders or mixers, something to mix the fentanyl with the filler together. A pill press machine that could be a very large one or something that can fit in your hand. I'll have some pictures of those later. And just some containers to store the fentanyl and the pressed pills. There's not even a lot of chemicals required in a fentanyl lab. You really just need your fentanyl powder and whatever filling agents they're using in the pills, which is typically a caffeine powder or sodium bicarbonate. A fentanyl processing lab will generally have 3 different rooms, the first of which is a mixing room where they mix the fentanyl with the additives. It could be anything from a small personal blender such as a Magic Bullet to industrial sized cement mixers that are constantly mixing up the fentanyl. The next room will be a production room, or where they press the already mixed fentanyl into pills. The picture on the right there has 2 pill press machines that was capable of producing 10,000 pills each per hour. Lastly, there's going to be a storage room. In the case of the Edmonton house that we did, it was underneath the stairs, where when the police raided it, they found over $1 million in cash and enough pills that had a street value of over $4 million. When entering a property, the most recognizable sign that fentanyl is present is a green dust. It's scattered almost everywhere, it has this green hue to it. The green color comes from dyes that were added in the mixing process. This helps the pills resemble a Oxycontin, and that's generally what they're sold for on the street. This here is a heavily contaminated property, and this is where the pills were being pressed. And you can see the green dust and the green hue almost everywhere in this room. This is one of our technicians vacuuming off the fentanyl dust that was left on a stabilizing table that the pill press machines were on. You can clearly see where he has and has not vacuumed it. And again, that thick dust was spread all throughout the house. I included this picture in there because even though the processing area was concentrated all downstairs, this is on the main level, but everything you see in this picture is contaminated with that fentanyl dust. On the couches, the coffee table, even in the curtains, all had to be removed. So probably the biggest giveaway that fentanyl is present in the house is the green dust on the baseboards. If you give your tenant a 24-hour notice for you to come and inspect the property, they may be able to get rid of all the drug processing equipment and scramble to clean up the rest of the green dust. But generally on the baseboards, this gets left out and forgotten. So if you ever see a green dust like this on the baseboards, that is a huge red flag. Moving on to a new house in British Columbia, these are the stairs going into the basement where the fentanyl pill pressing operation was focused. You can clearly see the heavy disbursement of the green fentanyl particles. The couch in the basement was incredibly contaminated. You can see the flipped over cushions and the original coloring of the couch and how stained green the rest of the couch is. Here are some more pictures for you on how thick this green dust is spread throughout the house. Not every house looks like this. This is one of the worst that we have ever seen. But this does give you a good idea on how contaminated these properties can get. Because there was illegal drug manufacturing going on within the house, the property is obviously going to get neglected. In this property, along with the fentanyl contamination, there was a serious mold issue as well. So we had to take care of both the mold and the fentanyl at the same time. And it's not just manufacturing fentanyl in the house that can contaminate the rest of the property. Simply by using is enough to release the fentanyl particles into the air, contaminate surfaces, walls, or counters, and contaminate the rest of the property. I mentioned earlier I would show you some of the equipment used in producing the pills. On the far right, we have a industrial pill press machine, can pump out over 50,000 pills an hour, but very unlikely to see this in a property. The two on the left are handheld pill press units. They can easily fit inside of a pocket, and even though they're small, a skilled worker on these can still produce over 100 pills an hour. Most commonly, however, they find a hand-cranked pill press machine such as this one in the middle. This can produce about 10,000 pills in 1 hour. The pills themselves, like mentioned earlier, are designed to mimic the look of an Oxycontin pill. So the pills are generally a darker green and are stamped with an 80 on one side. On the top here we have a real Oxycontin pill, and on the bottom we have a counterfeit fentanyl pill. The biggest difference is the inside of an Oxycontin pill is white versus a fake Oxy or fentanyl pill will be green throughout the entire pill. The green on the real pill is a lot smoother. The fake Oxycontin has a lot of green splotches, inconsistencies in the color, and is generally a smaller pill. This concludes our third video in the series of Fentanyl, Everything You Need to Know. Stay tuned for our next video where I talk about the remediation side of a fentanyl property. I really hope you enjoyed this and you're getting a lot of information out of it. If you think you know anyone who could benefit from this information, please tag them, share this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Mayken Hazmat Solutions.
Making your home cleaner and safer.
Mayken.com.